Stalingrad was a turning point of brutal scale. But what did a Red Army soldier carry? From his rifle to his personal effects, every piece of gear was a tool for survival. We begin with the Mosin-Nagant M91 30. Reliable and hard-hitting, the Mosin was the soldier's best friend. It was often fitted with the socket bayonet, a 17-inch spike. In the ruins of the city, this steel needle was a silent and terrifying weapon. The SSH-40 helmet provided critical protection. Its steel shell was designed to deflect shrapnel and debris during the constant bombardment of the urban battlefield. The standard uniform included the Gymnastyerka tunic and the Chanel greatcoat. Made of heavy wool, the Chanel served as a coat, a blanket, and a shield against the freezing winds. When winter arrived, the Telogreika, vatnik, became essential. This quilted jacket was cheap to produce but incredibly effective at keeping the soldier warm in sub-zero temperatures. The ushanka fur hat protected the ears and neck, while the pilotka was the standard summer cap. Both were vital for health and discipline on the front lines. Charivari breeches offered freedom of movement, and kurza boots, made from treated canvas, became the standard footwear due to leather shortages. In extreme cold, Valenki felt boots were the only choice. They were silent, warm, and highly prized by every soldier in the Stalingrad winter. The Meshok rucksack was a simple drawstring bag. It held everything a soldier owned, from spare foot wraps to his daily rations. Ammo pouches on the belt held the stripper clips for the Mosin-Nagant. These metal clips allowed a soldier to reload 5 rounds in one quick motion. The F1 lemon grenade provided defensive fragmentation power. For versatility, soldiers used the RGD-33 stick grenade, which could be fitted with a frag sleeve. Against tanks, the RPG-40 was used. When all else failed, the Molotov cocktail, a bottle of fuel, was a desperate but effective way to stop enemy armor. The MPL-50 entrenching tool was a shovel that doubled as a deadly melee weapon. Its sharpened edges were perfect for the brutal combat inside trenches. An aluminum canteen held water or tea. In the winter, the canvas cover helped prevent the liquid from freezing solid. The mess kit was used for field meals. Most soldiers also carried a wooden spoon, as metal would freeze to the lips in the brutal Russian cold. A dual-compartment oil bottle was essential for keeping the rifle functional. It contained both cleaning solvent and lubricant for the bolt. The Bakelite ID capsule contained a paper scroll with the soldier's info. Alongside it was the Red Army paybook, the soldier's primary identity document. The individual dressing packet was the first line of medical defense. For stress, soldiers relied on Makhorka, a strong, rustic tobacco. Lacking paper, soldiers used newspaper strips to roll cigarettes. Safety matches were precious and kept dry inside the soldier's gear. Instead of socks, the army used portyanki. These cloth wraps prevented blisters and were much easier to dry by a campfire than traditional socks. For winter combat, trigger mittens allowed for shooting in the cold. A white camouflage cape finished the kit, making the soldier invisible in the snow. These items were more than just equipment. They were the thin line between life and death in the frozen ruins of Stalingrad. Behind every rifle, every worn greatcoat, and every handwritten letter was a soldier who endured the unthinkable. This is the material history of the Red Army, the gear that carried them from the Volga to the heart of Berlin.